Well, welcome and welcome everybody to the one person waiting, which I hope is TJ Laser who is waiting because he is very much the intended person who I live rent free in the man's head because he can't keep his name out of his mouth because this is the problem, just like Tony and all the rest of them. But that's a grim overtone of this. The backdrop, if anyone sees this, is Frostpunk. Great little game, by the way. And I'll have to address somebody else who's Tony's new little tadpole, or tadpoless, who, interesting backstory apparently she has. Shippers make toxic fandom. But I digress. To whoever's watching silently, feel free to chat. It is the point of it. Don't be shy. TJ, because I know you're going to watch this because I live rent free. But I digress. Let's just get the opening. I'll just start a new playthrough. Which, by all means, though. But as I say, this is an introduction. Random thoughts and bad faith actors. Bad faith actors are usually sometimes people with ill intentions. TJ Laser's one of them. Tony's whole crowd is full of them. Or Frog Boy. They like to do things. They like to talk about people. And I don't care if it gets repeated. Because they think they're subtly intelligent and they are not. But maybe if this does get back to Tony, we can do that 1v1 in StarCraft 2 he says he's good at. Which I'm sure I'll body him. Now, if I do streaming, it's going to be usually random thoughts plus others. And the idea is, sure. But I feel that in discussions, especially commentary and others, there's a lot of bad faith actors. They often lie and they manipulate the facts. Or what they think are their own facts. But on the other side, though, it's rather sad. You would think Lithuanians, and I have two friends that are Lithuanian, they're not as dumb as the vampire, who thinks he can draw, but he draws like crap. Now, it's a sad fact of the thing of whether it's extra hero watches this later. I should have tagged him while I was at this. Like, there's a certain skill in this. But if you're going to be toxic towards others, or at least expose others, at least do it in good faith versus being bad faith actors. And this is usually my point, because they're sad. Just like this, people in this game, they're like characters. It's a lot of discontent. And because of people like them, the world ended. So, the idea I would have, again, it's just the premise. Because if you're going to be a bad faith actor, at least attempt to do it with some facts versus being just a piece of garbage. TJ Laser's a burner account of all things. Man created an account the same day and then suddenly knows about drama with lolcows when he's a lolcow himself? Rather funny in his own right. See, the second half I'll have to cover is a person who decided to actually ship which is technically a teenage girl, She's not even a teenage in the game. In Inuyasha, Rin, and she believes she goes with Shishomaru. Now that's kind of a degeneracy unto itself. You know, some would question, and some would consider that a little creepy. Which I would hypothetically say, would some not consider that creepy though? How you're going to do that? But I feel like people in Tony's community, who this is mainly targeted for, they want to act, either they're doing it for like grifting purposes, which is a grift unto be themselves, or they are just, why are they bad faith? Because they approach it in what they think is their actual facts. Which one could suggest is really silly, isn't it? Because I often find, if he wants to watch this, but TJ is too weak. He is soft, like his master Tony. He's soft. He won't admit it. He edits the damn chats. Why? Why does he hide things? Is he Tony's little special funding boy? Oh, that's right. He's a Lithuanian who can't hold a real job and comes from a family that pays his bills. As he attempts to be an artist and he does crap out of Windows Media Maker. Then he does some stupid King Diamond who is actually a crappy musician. You know? I mean, the guy's a low-effort locale himself. He knows of all this drama, but he is drama. He's also sour, too. Unfortunately. I mean, one would suggest that's just a little strange, isn't it? Should I play correctly or should I go for the meme? Child labor. Should I do this playthrough for the UTJ? How you're trash and how you would treat the people? Or would you do this on how you actually treat people? No, let's go correct. Because I'm not at least going to be screwed over. Because I know TJ couldn't play this game with like his life depended on it. Which, So the point, I guess. And the idea too is as well. If you're just gonna like go around and just be that way, it's more or less curious about the whole affair. I mean, it's interesting when people say they're acting in good faith and they sit like a little gaggle of cucks or weirdos who obsess over people. And they often wonder why don't get the views or we are by ourselves, kind of thing. Now, I often say it's just weird. You know. But then again, these bad faith actors create a narrative that they can enforce, put the memes on the people, and that's just how it works, doesn't it? 13. Turn the data, generator roll. Whoever else is here, welcome to the other person who came in. So don't be shy. And please rewind. And to Sheshrin, the Moonshine Princess, as I should call you, who, Daddy was a bluegrass hairstylist, of course. Now, makes this easier. 134, progressing grid. As I said, people who are generically this way and bad faith actors. It's kind of depressing, by the way. See, a person like TJ, who is on a burner account because his original account probably got banned at some point. Basically. And he can refute this, but I highly doubt he will. You know. And I've watched him for a while, and I had the argument with him in Tony's community when I first dealt with Tony, who was a narcissist unto himself. And his apparently his community full of weirdos who can't even fucking get any audience. They can't even pull an audience, can they? They don't pull an audience unto themselves because it's all to what Tony has extracted from prior people that he's grifted upon. Now, it could be sad, though, that how, question, do I do that? No, I can't do that yet. No, I can't do that, yes. Kind of a slow game, but it's very enjoyable. See, people like TJ have no patience for this. You see, they don't have patience for stuff like this. It's a good little game for that purpose. Food will wait second day. Let's see, 4. One would suggest. Sorry, pause a minute. I have to think. 13 hours left in the day before 1800. Can't do that yet. Let's keep discontent down. A little history. This game's actually a little hard. Actually, just a tinge. So a person like Tony who can just basically talk crap about another creator, because YouTube right now pays more to be a reactionary than actually be a legitimate creator now. People like Tony thinks he's winning, but anything else he barely gets like 10% of his audience. You know? It's weird. Because a lot of these people like to think of themselves as successful, and he's really not. The man is still a broke POS who lives in Chicago. You know? I don't understand why he thinks he's successful just because you randomly hate on an audience. If you hate on an actual person, you hate on a creator. I mean, sure, you're getting paid, you're getting hate donations. But that doesn't make sense now, does it? Because it's kind of weird, right? I'm sure I'm not the only one. And the one person left. I guess TJ couldn't take the heat and he left. Or watching incognito. Or maybe it was Seshrin, who fantasizes about a little girl being married off to a demon who's older. Suggestion. But one could say, but I would love to see what TJ's defense is, why he acts the way he does. Because remember, too, if someone does not live rent free in someone's head, right? If someone doesn't live rent free, then why do you think they would? He's like, well, it ain't gonna happen. I mean, not crazy, by the way. Should have did another wood pile day one. That's my mistake, though. I should have more people on wood gathering. Well, that's actually just a mistake on my part, but that's not going to come back and haunt me, though. Yet. Not good. Okay, that was not a good start. It's not a very, very good. I messed up. Yes, I messed up slightly. Too many out in the cold. I'll live with it. No scuff. It is a little bit bad. Well, if people are wondering, yeah, the thing is, since it is the cold, a lot like TJ, you don't leave people in the cold. It's bad faith. But, yeah, that's a logistical mistake. Especially when you underestimate the resources you have. But not the end of the world. But I digress. Touch on a little bit of my thoughts on Sesrin, yes. Shipping Shishomaru and Rin, who's actually a little girl that he saved, to get married. Then she gets supposed to give birth at 18. That's kind of weird. I don't know if that's worse or she watches normie anime. Apothecary? Man, I think there's a ton of animes like that. That's a Big Man Hua thing. And she's like, I watched Big O and all of that. Yes, of course, discontent's on the rise. Not a good plan. Not good. No, I messed up. It's going to cause issues day 2. But that's the thing too on her. was also anti-Eric. She was Eric July. Now she is not. How do you go from being a fan of somebody and falling out? Then you go and you hang out on a person who basically hates their podcast, who basically just does 4-hour streams hating on the man. I don't understand that at all. And if TJ Laser thinks he stole lol cows, Tony's a lol cow. Tony only has one fan that's still two of his original fans that stay by his side the whole way. I mean, if you think about it, that's a little weird, isn't it? You know? One could suggest. I mean, that's a little strange. But I'm not quite certain, though. But TJ Laser knows he's a clown, though. I think he can't help that he's a clown. See, he can't help it that he's a fucking clown. Because that's just how it goes, isn't it? Because he is a clown. A lot like the people in Tony's audience. They're clowns. Basically. Now, if you ask them, they're going to go, "You're not a clown." Well, I disagree. You know, they should know they're clowns. But the idea itself is weird. How do you digress about people? It's a little bit not built like this is easy. But this is cold. A lot like TJ Laser's world. Then again, he thinks he's being smart. See, I love people when they think they're intelligent and they are not. It's like, I wonder what Tony will do if someone turns on him and is in his circle. How will he react? See, TJ Laser's loyal now. Doesn't mean he won't stab him in the back later, will he? Then you have Sesh, who just discovered him, started watching him. I'm entertained. Because her daddy probably did moonshine trade for a while and works at a warehouse, right? Then she makes bland anime content. Nah, what a Bad Bunny. She actually covered that anime only because she heard about it from another, like, YouTuber. An algorithm said cover it. What do you bet? Because no one's heard. I've never heard of that crappy anime. And it might not be crappy, it's just apothecary, right? I'm an apothecary. But that's pretty much the subject of almost every single manhua in existence. No, sorry, yeah. Yeah, manhua. Which is the Chinese based. Then she all tears up when the person does something. Like, imagine making that your content, then saying someone else overreacts when they talk about Eric July with emotion, and then you're making an anime reaction. That is no difference, isn't it? Is that slick? No, that isn't one. Because it's the same response. You're a hypocrite. So that's why I say she's a bad faith actor. Just like TJ Laser is. She may not be, but she will be shortly. You know? And then it brings a question of how Do they know they're bad faith actors, or are they being fooled? Is there a redemption for them? One could suggest. See, I'm not quite certain, though. It's rather weird. And I don't mind if no one watches this. And I know, as I said, TJ is going to watch this later and cope and seethe in his male diapers. Because he thinks he's intelligent, and he kind of isn't intelligent, so I don't understand why they do that. Is that's 50 homeless right now? I'm sure that's a joke. Homeless like TJ Laser is homeless. You never need more than 10 workers right there. Can I get research day 2 started? Cole is doing good. I needed medical post before this day's out. Yeah, that lack of wood just caught up to me. But that's not the end. First freeze is going to go down the 2 levels plus 1. So it's going to go down to minus 40. Second, let me just focus on this a second. Well, this is going to be interesting. Not the best start. We're actually screwed up. But as I said, too, that's why when I called her a shipper, shippers are the most toxic sections of fandom. She would be the type that watches G-Witch Gundam and wonder why stuff is not shipped. Get mad at the shipping there. You know. It's a little weird. Because even on Tony's stream, she was like, I don't insult my fandom. Nah. Again, she comes from that same era that probably wouldn't see anything wrong with the whole Twilight concept. You know, 50 Shades of Grey, probably. Heaters. Have enough? There we go. Yeah, let's let the discontent rise. Well, I like Toadie's stream when there's discontent that rises. Okay, so I still have 3 people who is sick. Yes, introduce a new law. Abstain? I wouldn't go soup yet. Is that signed? That's signed. Radical treatment, no. Gravely ill. Well, people get upset. Let's go this way first. Yeah, hope. The people lose hope. This is what happens when people watch Tony streams. They lose hope in humanity because people like him seem to be succeeding. So I said this game's an interesting allegory. See, bad faith actors can also make people lose hope in the things they love. Same with shippers. Or in stands, for that matter. Okay, so this track should be good. But yes, I will be very honest. If anyone likes this game is definitely oh boy. Yeah, those injuries are gonna catch up to me. Yes, it is not good. That is very, very bad. That is definitely going to catch up to me. Yes. But just like when people are bad faith actors, their health starts to decline. Like starving in the cold here. But as I said, if you're going to. People like TJ Laser hangs with a den of liars, soon to be Sheshrin, because she'll just want to go back on there. Then she's going to go, oh, look, watch me for my anime takes. Yeah, I tried watching her. I sat there. It was painful. You know? And she wants to talk about others' content being painful. I mean, that's a little weird. See, I don't know if there's hope for people like that. They're pure reactionaries. She may just not realize Tony's a bad faith actor. TJ lets her know he's a bad faith actor. For God's sakes, the man's from a communist country. He knows what acting in bad faith looks like. You know, that's kind of strange, isn't it? You know, he can say it's probably not communist, but it is communist. He should know something about lies and propaganda. But of course he does. Who am I kidding? It is rather interesting, isn't it? See, Sheshrin basically wants to cover some stupid animes compared to that. But pretty soon, like everybody, she'll be in who watches Tony first and think Tony's a dud. Because she's just like Chris Bacon is. Chris Bacon was an ex Eric July's neighbor. Then believes Tony's a good person. But little does she know Tony wouldn't save her if she was dying. Oof, but I have to do this though. Oh, I can't do that yet. No, bad. Okay, get that first. I'm gonna have to. Nope. I didn't screw up as much as the other. Well, that's not really good. I screwed up indeed. Placement. Yes, I did. Hello? Yes. Conditions. Yeah, let them be mad at me for a little while. But I have to. Not much I can do in this regard. Sorry for the pause, but yes. Kinda screwed up there just ever so second. But that's why I say people who just find a toxic man to follow. See, TJ found him by normal means. But usually toxic people usually are attracted by toxic people though. That's the strange thing. Then you get stupid moonshine princesses that daddy owned works in a warehouse and would be depressed. Yeah. Okay. Come on. Not if I was seeing that. Then she lies on LG of all people. Why? I don't understand. LG's never tweeted on her. Like, I should show the tweet, by the way, because I'm very. Really? Where did the person die? Oh, fuck. Really? That wasn't even sickness. Ah, come on. That's not even great. Again, that start was going to come back and haunt me. Because reasons. Yeah, death on the job. Yes. 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 Sacrifices must be made. Unfortunately. So. Just like normal life, discontent can rise, but then again, if you're a bad faith actor or lying in your content, just a Seshrin though. She's a separate, interesting entity. She lied on LG, but that means she's buying all of Tony's lies now, isn't she? But is it the opposite or same with TJ Laser? TJ Laser buys everything that's said about others, I guess. So that brings me to an interesting topic as well. Bad faith actors twist people and they turn things, whether they believe it for their own profit or their own thing. Tony thinks he's, as I said, it's like Tony believes he's successful. The man says he gets $20 an hour. See, we know Lithuanian wannabe artist who can't draw worth crap, TJ Laser, is a trust fund baby. That's fine. But he supports Tony in more ways than I probably think, and I have a personal theory on this. Now, the problem with this itself is, was he a bad faith actor always? Or did he basically become that way? Seshford, I'm going to say there's hope, because she didn't think there was anything wrong. Then again, she used to follow Eric July and fell out. I guess she isn't, the moonshine money fell through. And she has to work as a hairdresser. Oh. But I digress. I'm not going to take too many shots at her. Because the moonshine thing is too easy. She's from Virginia. Come on. It's a common trade. Huh. One sec. Oh, I have people sit. So pardon dead air. Really? Cats. So certain people, right? If you're going to be a dumbass, the pause. So if Tony legit is going to claim he's making a lot of money, right? He gets $20 an hour. And he works 4 or 5 days a week. Nah, that stupid asshole only works 3 or 4. Maybe 8 to 10 hour shifts if he's lucky. His tax rate is 10.25. Income is like 4.95. He lives in a cul-de-sac around Chicago. He's broke. He collects maybe $1,600, but it's like, sure. He's not collecting that. He's combined it all. You're talking a guy as creation was only getting $60 a month. That was covering his Starbucks energy drink bill. And I mean, I'm not going to even bring up how a man's stream gets 1,000 views. Suddenly jumps to 1,800. You know? He gets it like 1,300 maybe, right? That's just a little weird, one even suggests. I don't even want to. I mean, if you're going to get into the anime shippers. I mean, she's like, well, yeah, it seems stupid. Well, just as I think is shipping a child with a grown adult. If this were modern day, you'd be called the person would be shipping a lolly. Huh. But the thing is, I'm very curious, and this is a message more to TJ. Feel free to answer this, but you won't. Why are you a bad faith actor, and then you lie and you say you're in good faith? Do you sleep well at night? Or you just know you're a lolcow in the making? Because the phrase lolcow existed long before you did. You were using it. LG's used it. Anyone who's been in commentary for years knows this. You know, there's this thing. It's not native to you, TJ. Just as you drawing really shit 3D art. You're not entertaining. I could design that in basically what? You know, it's kind of lazy content creation. And I said injuries are going to catch up to me. And they will. Oh, that's not good. That is really, really bad. So 17 hours. Yeah, those 6 injuries. But like TJ is going to shill and say Tony's not doing anything wrong, right? Ooh, I messed that one up horribly. Oh yes, I did place that bad. Yeah, so if anyone's wondering, that mistake right there. Yeah, I'm going to rebuild that. Ugh. Yes, I did screw up. I like that. That's okay, though. It's not going to be the end of the world, though. Oof. It's going to work fine. Pardon the silence, though. I'm sure someone would be curious about this. But sometimes I'll puzzle. Well, even though I said that, right? Because if you think about it, like, TJ Laser knows he lies. But does Seshrin know TJ Laser lies? Does she know she hangs with a den of thieves? Den of cowards? As I said, she basically, her tweet, right? When LG said, "Shut up, Wilma," because she was being a drama cow. I mean, she may not like that, but she inserted herself into something. Something she has no idea of. Why she does it, I don't know. Because that's the whole thing. If you're like her, you insert yourself into a drama. Why is that? You bring yourself to it. TJ Laser, on one hand, knows he's creating drama. I have heard him on Tony's stream state, if there's no drama, he will create that drama. So he probably knew something of the renowned Zero Ults. He probably created them, hypothetically. Little weird, isn't it? I mean, the dude probably is a stoner over there. Probably drinks himself to death. You know? It's a little strange, one may think. I mean, I think that's a little weird, right? He probably would not realize it unless he thinks about it, of course. You know, I could understand. But then again, the narrative I'll have to go on another one is one day is Tony's stream, right? Because I'm sure if TJ looks at this, he'll go, he's watching him. I don't care either. See, that's because people like TJ need the love because they didn't get it from their fathers. They don't come from happy families. They usually come from... Why is that showing like that over there? See, then you have other people that just happily raise their family and they just become disillusioned. See, people who fall out of fandoms are more interesting because that's a different topic to itself, isn't it? Because I'm sure if someone went to Seshrin and said she was shipping a lolly with an old man, what would her defense be at that point? Call the person said that's not the case? I mean, of all animes to simp for, Inuyasha? Joyous. That's just weird, isn't it? And your fandom, your channel, even for an anime channel, it's dead. And you cover anime. Then you have the nerve to say about a commentary creator, they get more views, you get more views, then they get less. Come on, anime is free real estate, and you're still doing it badly. And then you reveal yourself as a normie, saying you watch DBZ Super, you like Dragon Ball Z, normie, probably like My Hero, you like Super, which is known generic trash. I mean, bet if I asked her, she doesn't even know why Super was created. It was created basically to set the record because they hated, what was it? They actually legit hated the creator. Hated the way GT was handled. So, I mean, inoperable. Oh, that's because I didn't have heaters resisted. No. Not good. Not. That's not good. That's really bad. Oh, no. No. Not good. Oh, God. Let's see. Heating, yes. Okay, so I missed that. See, video game logic doesn't make sense. 19 would be starving. Sure, guys. That's going to be key. But, yeah, so Sheshrin, if you do watch this, you could do so much better, right? I know you don't, right? You're covering an anime that pretty much people are covering. I did a little research into it. There's people who cover it and they get double, triple the views. And they have not more subs than you do. So what is it yourself? LG's a creep? People are bad? Renown's weird? I mean, I'm sure someone from the backwoods of Virginia shouldn't be criticizing another person. I mean, that's weird. If you judge someone by their own, vanity, that creates its own merits, doesn't it? See, people like Tony don't show their face. TJ doesn't show his own face. I mean, but you're going to criticize somebody. That doesn't make sense now, does it? Right? I think that's a little strange, one could suggest. I mean, I don't like it when people, they want to talk about it. They just won't do anything. You literally are covering that. Anime is free real estate, Sheshrin. Free. Even normie trash. That crap's eaten alive. They eat that up. But you're boring. Which is weird. You're boring. And hell, you're considered worse. Because you defend a lolly. You're defending actual lolly concept. Right? You go, but I can hear you screaming right now. I don't do lolly. I don't. How old was Ren when Shishomaru found her? Then he groomed her into a wife? Ponder that argument. That argument that's creepier than hell. And I would have thought anime of the era was not that weird. You know? Yet you're going to defend that? Right? Nah, Beth, Jesus. I bet you got some sort of defense against that, though. Right? Nah, surely not. Surely. I mean, that's weird, isn't it? You're going to defend that relationship? Then you're going to do the other thing. You're actually going to go the following route as well. What is it? I don't understand that. And then you're pretty much going to start consuming. You can already tell you consume anti-Eric July concept. You'll probably be on Tony's stream every week. Just like everybody. You're going to be there every week. Right? Because that's what you're going. Oof. I have a feeling I placed that in a wrong place. That might come back and haunt me. That's okay. That's okay. That could be managed. That could be managed. That's bad placement, though. So the concept is, yes, then you gushing over an apothecary show. Let me show you 30 pages of like manhuas, which are all nothing but cultivators, and I'm an amazing doctor. Yeah, there's nothing creepy about it. That's what I say. I mean, you're probably not a bad faith actor yet, but you will be shortly. You already did, though. You accused LG of doing something he didn't. And I could ask LG myself. I mean, I've seen TJ Laser, just like you did the other day, spin what I know are absolute lies, mockeries. But then again, what do I expect from people? I don't expect good faith from Tony's community. I don't. I never did. They're around Tony. It's pure guilt by association. Nothing else. It's just guilt by association. And you can probably hate me for that, Sheshron. You think Tony's funny. He's not a comedian. He tells stories. And then they're like, well, children, workers. But I don't understand, though. Tony Full gets a lot of people to fall for his traps. It's a little weird. That's probably a subject. I just think the idea, if you're going to go bad faith, right? That's strange, right? Oh, welcome. How long have you been lurking? Ah, how long have you been lurking? It's so mean. Look, Patrick, we can agree that Tony is retarded. But see, Sheshrin, by the way, fell for his trap. TJ Laser's the other really good one. And we really should do something. I was actually trying to bait them. I think he was lurking earlier, by the way, unless that was you. And pardon the boring gameplay. So that must have been TJ Laser. Pardon the gameplay, I guess. This is just my own thing. It's something. It's a good little chill game. Let's see, Patrick, right? When we dealt with Dane, right? We could agree they were bad faith actors, right? You know, they are bad. Like, see, Patrick, a curious question for you. Why do you think bad faith actors can actually get attention? Yeah, it was him. No, but so you're welcome to weigh in. At least trust your opinion here. Yeah, it was either him or Sheshrin. But excuse me. Construct that, you dumb game. This game does have some weird build order. Yeah. So Do you call Tony a bad faith actor? Do you think Tony knows he acts? So, do you think people around Tony acting bad faith initial, or do they act in bad, or do they begin to act in bad faith later on after getting suckered in? Then they don't realize they're being suckered into bad faith. Hmm. Interesting. I kind of screwed up here. I did something I wasn't supposed to. Yeah. I see, Patrick, this game has a build order kind of thing, and I actually screwed it up to a degree. But there we go. So, Patrick, when we were dealing with Dane and them, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Some of these people are uh-oh. Not good. Oh no. See, little mistakes. But like when we were covering Dane and them, right? I love when I'm not being smart about this. Like, really? Cole's gonna eat me. Cole's gonna catch up to me. You must construct all of this by roads. It's very annoying. It's a little weird. I kind of screwed up a little bit. It's okay. But I digress. That's what I say. Tony is pure stupidity. It makes it a little bit worse, though. Medical post. I only have 15. Oh, I do. That is actually the reality. See, this is where I screwed up. I did a little bit of an oopsie. That's going to come back. See, what's funny, the game thinks they're starving, but they're not starving. They just refuse to eat. No. Call this a weird game in this aspect. They're a little weird. This game is special to the degree. And they get... Uh-oh. But, yes. Things get a little, now I gotta splinter off 5 workers. Yes. Thank you. Can I go back to my house? Good. Yeah, this playthrough is a little bit cursed. To a degree. Maybe. Yeah, see, Patrick, how have you been, by the way? Let's see. Trying. Thank you. We needed a win. No. Yes. Fine. See, I need to get with Gray. I'm just doing this a little bit. Hopefully, I sound fine. You know. But yeah, people in usually Tony's camp are usually bad faith actors. Anyone who hangs around them eventually becomes bad faith actors. And if anyone's wondering why this game is slow, this is a slow game. You could play it faster, but if you don't babysit things, bad things occur. Hold on. Beacon. Beacon. Ah, yeah. Let's go. All right. Yeah, I lose 5 workers, but I'm going to gain more, though. Really, 7 sick. Eat me, game. Eat me, game. Eat me. They can all go into treatment if they so choose. Yeah, this is the game of the time. The game wants to just say, sure, screw up or set one. See, Patrick, I'll have to get you. At least we will. See, I don't know. But seriously, though. See, I definitely did screw up. What was that one death I had? It wasn't engineers. It was. Oh! Ah, that is so. No. No, don't do that. No. 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 Why? Game. Game. Why? Pure RNG. It's not good. No. 2 deaths. No. 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 Come on. Not good at all. And I don't want to risk any more discontent. But let me know when you're Patrick back. It's a problem. It's okay. No one's sick. They get sick, but they don't go to the tents. They don't. Right. Right. Understand. Sometimes it's a little boring, right? Yes. Things like this will. Yes. So that should help the starving, the raw food scenario. Well, joy. Crazy as crazy gets, right? But yes. But as I said, Sheshrin, though, she should be like swimming in like viewers as much normie anime as she covers, you know? Right? Because that's a generator, move the heat. Could do that, could do this. Could go more scouts. Sawmill, which I do need to research before. Hold on. Resource management in this game is a little bit of a is a little bit of an interesting feat. Do I have enough? No. Oh no. Yeah, I do. I do. There is no choice in the matter. I have to research that. No, that's not good. Sawmill. Have to research a sawmill. There is not a choice. I'm about to run out of wood. So I have to watch my wood. Which I know sounds weird, but that's how it works. But yes. Any questions, Patrick? Feel free to catch up since you're such a stranger. I mean, I was hoping more people show up, but they're all doing themselves. Gray's a little hard to reach, though. Like, see, we're gonna have to put together some projects, though. They're not to distract from, because I have to keep my stuff separate from Kidda's, because Kidda doesn't do the whole drama. Oh, that would be something to catch me up. Yes, that would catch me up, though. Okay, that's some really interesting resource management that I nearly got myself into. Uh, hmm. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, I didn't realize I had a law. So, it's a day in life. See. Okay, so the idea. The only benefit to doing the more inhumane route of having a frozen thing is if people die, people heal faster. It's rather questionable, but the way it works. Oh, I did kind of screw up my own self, though. I mean, what's funny is the people think they're starving, but they're not starving. It's just because you're not producing enough food. Well, sure. Okay. I make enough a day. I don't even have to do soup at this point. So. Oh, it is weird. See? See, Sheshrin, it's not that I hate animes. I hate what you do. I just think you're gonna fall directly into Tony's trap like everyone else around him does. Then your content's gonna start, like, declining. And that's just going to be like, Well, whose fault is it then? Because if I ask Patrick, Patrick, you're wise enough to realize probably people are toxically bad. You should know this by now. We all know this. Because people lie. Because that's what they do. People lie. That's just how they are. And in YouTube, as I said, Sheshrin, TJ, you probably know this. This is why you are the way you are. Being a reactionary baits more content. Doing drama. See, TJ, tell me, what's one bit of content you have created in the time? You haven't created content. You see? You haven't created content. Because people I deal with, right? We're not trying to be mean to you, people like you and Tony. You guys don't create content. You can think you create content. You basically are not creating content, you know? Like, that's what you gotta do. You're just not doing that. Yeah, 48 workers. Where the hell are they, I wonder? That's not good. Coal thumper. See, I'm good on steel, but I'm gonna get caught up on something not good. Oh, that is definitely not good. It's not cold yet. Look, it's stupid. Stupid. It is still cold till it warms back up. So, Patrick, yeah, because, like, am I wrong in what I'm saying, though, on Tony's audience and how bad faith actors work? They can create lies and other things. Because, like, I caught Seshrin saying something bad about LG. She's like, well, she stalked me. He stalked me on my Twitter. No, you're lying. He never did that. He just told you to be quiet because you were doing a stupid talking point. Oh. Yeah, Tony won't quite deal with me. I mean, not LG, but TJ Laser probably would. Right? What's funny on this regard, you've been out of the loop a while. You never know. I might get to talk to, who knows? I might be able to pick up somebody, you know? Moonshine Princess might decide to. See, and she wonders, by the way, why we never refer to people by name. Because, see, Patrick, am I correct about don't give people say their proper name because you give them power? Names are power. Starve them. You see. Well, it's just true. He lives on Twitter like the rest of us. She got mad because she got called Wilma. Oh Lord. By the way, have you moved yet? I have to probably discuss your IRL off this. Because last time we talked, right? This is true. Very true. No, you know. Look. See, if you don't want to give anyone power, you just take it from them, right? That's what you do. They have the argument, right? You treat them like Voldemort or something, right? See, this game's a well, we'll have to have a question off the record on that one, I guess, right? Huh. I don't want to talk about too much of your private matter. Because, see, Gray eventually, when I can ever kick him, because we're going to have to figure out something to do, right? You know, I've been waiting on him, to do certain things, but Gray's hard to track down. Ah, see, that's a good thing, right? Huh. See, if I had to do this, and this is if TJ Laser sees this. So, Patrick, how would you say? Do you agree or disagree that Tony is similar to Dane? Yes, he is busy, but he also overworks himself to a degree. Look, I'm not going to bust you on typos, sir. That would be wrong. I'd be calling you a grammar Nazi, wouldn't I? I'd be calling you that. Oh, what's mean? Having someone to play off is a little better. But Gray, yeah. Gray isn't quite like I can reach. See, I wonder how many of Tony's fans actually know that he got banned at Dane's chat and Dane doesn't think well of him. I don't think they know. I mean, huh. But Patrick, why would you say he is dumber though? Out of curiosity. I have my reasons why I say he's dumber. I mean, I look at him as I look at him as an actual grifter more than I look at him out. See, that is actually true. I give Dane credit in that regard. Dane was actually intelligent, even though potentially not, right? Ooh, I have run into a problem, haven't I? Yes, I have. Oh, pardon me. I ran into an issue that I just did, and I just did something which probably I'm not supposed to do. Okay. See, Patrick, this is a management game. I have so long, It's resource management. It's rather fun. Now, see, that's the thing. Dane does have his conspiracy theories, you know? But it's not totally unfounded, right? They usually come from a damaged point of view. Damaged intelligence, yes. Even Morgan, by the way. Morgan's a damaged intelligence. But when I look at Tony's crowd, right? Color me wrong, or tell me if I'm wrong. They all seem like a bunch of idiots. For some bizarre reason, none of them can nail views. whatsoever, right? It's strange to me, you know? They Morgan's a clown. God. Really? That's such a low blow. Oh, Lord. That's kind of mean. You have by my own standards. I'm not trying to be mean. Come on. Just be fairer than that. See, Patrick, I don't know if he would agree with that, would he? So I get engineers and workers. Well, yes. Carry him back. Sorry, I'm not. I'm kind of not put off. So they slow. That's a little cruel, though, Patrick, calling his audience mentally disabled. Do I think he attracts a stupider audience? Yes. Some, yes, by the way. Does he actually stream with people who are that way? Yes. Oh, Stealthcraft, yeah. Whatever his name is, who uses his disability as a defense. Yeah. Yeah, that yeah. I wouldn't call him that. He's bright, but he doesn't use it like that. Short bus gang, yes. Uh I think he attracts people who by far could be dumb. Yeah, Stealthcraft, yes. But the funny thing is, Nox Stealthcraft, he is that he comes from Nerdette's audience. Really? Why did you say that why would you not go on because of Stealthcraft? Or whatever his name is. Stale Redcraft. That's a little strange. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, fair enough, Patrick. You know, but you went on with Dane. Not to throw you under the bus. You went on with Dane, and Dane's special ed, sir. Dane is literally. See, I kind of feel, right, that certain people are like, uh, overcrowding. Hmm. Yeah, I could see that because the way Tony would have phrased it is the case. Hmm. Oh, that's all cool. Bear with me. I'm kind of waiting for multis, but I was testing this to see. But that's why I say, right? A lot of these people are interesting when we deal with them. I don't even care really. I mean, I like the little stuff, right? And hello to your son, by the way. I hope he's well. But mess. I feel like people we deal with, right? Because I run something past you. I had a discussion with some people that are content creators. Tell me if you agree with this sentiment or not. And you can just say it later. Negative content. Wow, I screwed that up. I hate the building in this game sometimes. Again, a little bit weird, right? Huh. So yeah, I'm kind of doing both here. Just it's the whole. I probably need to. Hold on. See, I'm at that point in the game right now, Patrick, that I'm going to have to. I kind of position something horribly, then it's either going to come back and bite me in the ass or not. Look, I can do charisma or just keep myself. But yes. But it's a little bit of the problem. See, so the idea reactionary content gets more, you know, it's a little strange to me. And then, let me see. I can't move these guys yet, though. See, I can't use that yet, because till that, you think they move. Okay, I'm going to free these up. Okay, so guys, go over there, you and your injured selves. Yeah, see, Patrick, because the theory, I guess, what it is if people around Tony are special ed, I think they are special to a degree. They are. It's a little cruel to say. Tony, they don't realize, is narcissistic. I mean, not to go too deep into what we've talked about behind the scenes. He reminds me of someone within PD who displays all the signs, basically. And it's rather strange, right? You know, might be weird, right? So why did discontent rise? Really? Game? But, yeah. But, like, it is mean to make fun of people who, if they do have that way. But then again, the main point I have is bad faith actors. They exist. Because it would be very easy for all of us to basically, like, talk crap on people. Like, we could get so much more than we do. But the reasoning is I would disagree with how we are supposed to. It's a little weird to me, right? I think even by your own standards. I'm still good on steel for the time being, but I will need it. I will need steel. I'm not hurting on coal. So, see, that begs the question, right? He says he's autistic. The thing is, he says he's autistic, right? Which I call strange. Was it Dane self ID'd, right? You know, color me odd. I mean, if you really go by these standards, almost everyone is special ed now, right? It's like them the other day. They were talking shit on somebody. Like, if you're going to talk shit on somebody for being special ed, right? And then you're going to say it yourself, then claim you're from the 90s? That doesn't make sense, does it? See the hypocrisy there, Patrick? See, Sheshrin is from the deep Appalachia, where everyone does moonshine on the side. Then she covers half shit anime. But see, Tony seems to gather around him the mentally ill. And I do agree with that. It's just the question of whether or not what is Tony's end goal. Like LG blocked him the other day. And then he goes and makes a scene on Twitter like it's a thing. You starve a person, right? Because you don't want to be in a toxic relationship. You know, I kind of sit here with this. You know, it makes no sense to me. Like, I couldn't sleep well at night if I was sitting around that little gaggle of people Tony sleeps with. It's not entertaining to me. It's weird. You know? I think you would agree with that. It's a closed echo chamber. And that's not the type of thought we're used to, you know? See, when you get back into full action, we have topics, we want to go over. And hopefully, when you do, you're actually up and able to do it. There's a plan for that, because, well, guess Gray's going to do. I told Gray to do more recorded content with you. See, okay, that's cruel. That's kind of cruel. Look, you got that blunt New Jersey honesty there, Yes. He kind of does in a way, but he can't help it. See, I don't know. Yeah, he wants to be king of the short bus, Hi. Oh, I just got more people. Oh, 32 homeless. See, that's an interesting action. I do find that. Oof, I need to start huh. See, I could see that. See, that's what I get, right? I get that same sentiment from Tony. Like, he's not entertaining. And this is TJ Laser doesn't understand. TJ Laser doesn't realize he's a locale. Almost everyone around Tony does that. He's not producing original content. He wants to be that contrarian, At least that's what I think. I could be wrong. See, I do have to give Dane credit, though. He is entertaining. I can't argue with that, because he is. And that's actually scary to say. That is actually scary. even though I think some of his conspiracy theories are way out there. He's way, way out there. Yeah, the kingdom of the one eye, the kingdom, I get that. The kingdom of the blind, the one and the S, led by the one eyed king. Who is that, by the way? Like, you call that Tony's? But Tony's audience, though. Okay, would you say Dane is bad faith? Or would you say Dane, yeah, Dane's bad? Okay. Would you say Tony's entirely bad faith in how he phrases stuff to get ahead? Versus, and then in Dane's, right? Dane's not really bad faith. He just panders to the lowest common denominator, at least in my theory. Because that's the thing, right? Tony tries to create the narrative he believes. And he believes he's getting monetized, kind of thing. Because, okay, bear with me, because I made this earlier if you ever listened to it on the playback. Tony gets paid, supposedly, at his IRL job, $20 an hour. But he works 4 days a week, and he can show up an hour late at his own will. Okay. He doesn't like making content, but people spur him to make content. Now, he then gets on to people like LG that basically probably work or... But his tax rate, by the way, because you get the math, right? Because I figured he only works 3 or 4 days a week, you know? He works 3 or 4 days a week, if that. And then he's just going to do that himself. But his tax rate, by the way, yes, that's actually deal. Yeah, it's the gotcha games, right? With him, the Onage. See, Tony claims he's successful because of his AdSense, right? So $20 an hour over what? Maybe 8-10 hour shifts, supposedly. Goes home. And then he has 2 kids he has to take care of. $20 an hour, I don't even think covers his own insurance. And the tax rate in Chicago is 10.95. And his income tax is 4.95. Now, not Chicago, but that's pretty much all. We're not talking the additional sales tax. So if you bear with me. And anyone who's listened to Tony finds he's utterly, like, possibly lazy. See, Dane might be inherent bad faith, but he's not totally a dumbass. So, what is that? That's the way I think of it. I mean, at least Dane's covering comics now, by the way. Dane's covering comics. You didn't know that, did you, Patrick? No. I guess he has to claim he's not a dipshit. See, that's the thing. Because I wonder if TJ Laser realizes Tony's bad faith. Or do they have the same mental dysfunction? Really? Was this on Twitter? Was this on Twitter he said this? Right? He accused you of being that? Huh. You and EVS are literally neighbors almost. Huh. I didn't know dirty New Jersey people were allowed in Manhattan. In terms of seriousness. And then he accused you of that? See, that's the thing. I don't think his audience. See, that's something I've thought about as well. I don't think his audience realizes that he is an idiot. Like, his audience doesn't realize what he does on the outside. I really don't. Oh, but so it's a weeks ago, yeah. See, his typical audience does not pay attention to that. See, I'm having more RNG bad luck, right? See, this is where the game's breaking down into RNG bad luck. So, see, sometimes this is all that right there. Right. I'll have to deal with more cold. I've had 2 deaths. He actually thought you drove a Tesla. See, the man can't drive himself, right? Which is the funny part. He can't drive. See, I don't know if you know that. He can't drive. Now, the question I kind of would love to ask him is why? Like, he can't drive. Is that of his own free will? Is that because of his own free will he's not allowed to drive? Or did he do something stupid? Like a dumb Mexican move. And actually do the, what is it? Yeah, see, this game, by the way, Patrick, you should try to turn your son on to it. It's actually pretty fun. I think it's like Sim City a little bit. It's like Sim City-ish. I mean, did he think all people in New Jersey are this way? I mean, it's a little. So I'm gaining, what, 20 a day? My cookhouse gains 300? Well, if I want to be mean, it would be drunk driving. I really do. Because bear in mind, he gets $20 an hour working at a warehouse. What does that sound like to you? He can barely work an industrial job. He doesn't do anything else. Doesn't drive, and he works works an industrial job. Imagine that. Drunk driving, yeah, it's very much the case. It has to be. He can barely be employed at a drunk drive. Be about that. Frostpunk. It's like Sim City. It's a little bit. There's a bunch of DLC with it. Uh, it's like a building game with its own logistics. I have to babysit this game. Okay. I have to literally it's not a choice, okay? Yeah, fine. I actually my first playthroughs I failed. Uh it took me about 4 playthroughs before of having an utter fail state that uh yeah, it took me like it took me like 5 because fails. Just people died. Uh this looks boring as hell. Don't get me wrong. It kind of with the it's it's yay, and here they come. 40. Yeah. So some of this game, right, is like you have to manage stuff. Like you're managing building. See, right now I have a bunch of refugees incoming, and I'm going to hate the structure of my city because it's not laid out. I screwed up in the layout. Yeah, so it's called Frostpunk, Patrick and Tristan, if you're curious. You have to manage resources, type stuff, uh, here. And then there's a story for it, and you have to eventually build up a bunch of resources and things that are like. See, like right now, I have a whole bunch of people have housing, food, if you see it, right? People eventually get sick and die and kind of thing. And if you get too discontented, too much discontent, they can exile you as a leader. And that's a fail state. If too many people, every time a person dies, it's a fail, creates issues. You know, it's a fun little game. It's just a little bit of, you can kind of, and then there's certain building aspects here where I kind of have messed up. Buildings have a certain size, as you can see. It's a little bad. As I said, I slightly screwed up. Ever so. Okay. And I'm sure it will be fixed. But, I digress. Which is fine. But back to main topic at hand. So not good. Anyways. But yeah, like Tony's audience, right? Like he accused you of a Tesla thing, right? That's not you. He makes up these notions that aren't true entirely. Yeah, I don't understand how anyone with a brain or working brain actually falls for his audience. I mean, I get why people fall for Dane. Like, if you ask me, I can just tell you why. I mean, this is because people who hang around Dane are pure disinformation. They're already jaded for some bizarre reason. You know? Correct me if I'm wrong. But then again, I don't believe everything someone tells me. I usually like researching my stuff. We're about to have some people who are truly, truly going to hate me here in a second. I'm going to have to do some overworking because I'm getting the RNG that I'm going to have cold in 4 days. Not good. I'm good on coal, but I am not good on. So I'm still losing 144 a day. Oh boy. I am going to have to get a coal plant, so that's not a choice. This is a little bit. It's fun. It's also stressful, but my first couple of playthroughs, I am entirely screwed up. Which. Well, that solves some worker issues. Yes, search for others. Thank you, game. But that's why I say bad faith actors and people around them. Right? I mean, at least Dane, when he mischaracterized you. See, I think Tony is the type that has never met someone that he hates. But he seems the type to me that would, correct me if I'm wrong, Patrick, he wouldn't say they're wrong publicly because LG's busted him as well. And then, Shesharu, she's worse. She's a shipper. I wouldn't introduce anything about shippers. Shippers are horrible people. Or can be. Which, that's a fandom you know nothing about. Shipping is really bad. Think of the Kylo Ren types. That wanted them ship with Rey. The Reylos. They warped the fandom unto themselves. So, what can I digress. I should save this before something really bad happens. I have not been saving. I've been like, Yeah, this game has its own frustrations. I could really show a worse state that this game gets. This game gets a lot harder. But yeah. I'll probably cut it off after a bit, though. But yeah, Patrick, we'll have to catch up, though. I'll probably wrap it up with that, but feel free to listen to the first part. I'll see how this goes. Because I know Multi is going to be streaming in a couple hours. But to everyone, I will catch you later. And if you stayed, you stay, As I say, Patrick, feel free to catch it in post.